called to do a reading. I'm actually quite intimidated by what I'm being called to do. But it's basically I need to say it right. It's a divine feminine reading. It's a distress call, and it's an energy reading. To hear what Mother Gaia has to say. Because there's so much magmatic action across the globe at this present time. Abnormal magmatic action, may I add, it's not normal. I can't find my little chimey thing, so I'm just gonna... There you go, cleanse. It's a little bit of a homage to Carnival as well, because that's going on at the moment in Brazil. So I've got the Soulful Woman deck, Divine Feminine, Dreams of Gaia. I'm going to start off with Soulful Woman. I'm going to get them all out of the... I like keeping all the cards in the boxes because it keeps them all nice, but it's annoying having to do this every time. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Hannah, for those of you that don't know. For those of you that don't know, I started Brain Tarot in 2016. It was to help me channel the poetry that was coming to me since 2012. I was finding that I was channeling lots of poetry but not really knowing how to communicate it, so a lot of it was just getting lost. And I think that was just down to trauma, to be honest, as well. I'd just not healed a lot of trauma to be able to receive it as well. And then gradually over years of marathons and yoga, I was guided to pick up tarot. And then for a few years, well, I would say it's probably till about 3 years ago, I was using tarot to write poetry more often than not, and now I really don't at all. But anyway, so I have quite a lot of decks. These three I haven't connected with for a long time, so I've just been told to get them though. Like, I was just literally lying down, kind of a bit zombie-like, and I was just like, no, go and do this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I have been fascinated about all this strange magmatic action since the end of last year, especially by that at the Great Rift in Ethiopia, and at Naples, because we all know about the Icarus stories. There's also some very strange happenings at Santorini, and we all know about Atlantis, don't we? So the Great Rift is close to the Red Sea. And with all of this, there's risks of tsunamis, you know, akin to the historic floods. Oh, what have we got? Service as co-creation. My service, no matter how great or small, is a conscious act of co-creation with the world. So the globe has forgotten service as co-creation. And in this card, it's just all peaceful, and there's flow of water. Everything is peaceful here. This is the peace that Mother Gaia brings to the world. Okay, let's go. Any more messages? Boundaries. My clear boundaries allow me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. So this is the Mother Gaia is articulating her boundaries through all of this magmatic action. So there's lots of red in this card. And there's a bird, so the communication is coming through the volcanoes, but also through bird song to those that have the sight to hear it. Uniquely myself, I trust that who I am is perfect for my unique journey and soul path. So in this card, there's so many colours. Sorry, the lighting won't enable you to show the colours, but I don't do very well with bright lights. I work well in dim lighting, so apologies for that, but it's best for me to be able to channel or anything really, like play music or anything. And Mother Gaia, Mother Earth is crying out because of the lack of authenticity that exists in the planet at this present time. So we are all here to be ourselves, and the divine feminine is the leader in showing us this, and the divine feminine is being trampled on, and so boundaries have to be violently articulated at this present time. Infinite self. My infinite self dwells in the sweetness of this very moment. So all of this is happening for transformation and change. And Mother Gaia wants everyone to know that we've forgotten, as a collective species, we've forgotten that we are infinite. We are too engrossed in the material, and we are forgetting about change and transformation, and we are forgetting about love. Let's look at all of the flowers in this card. We're forgetting about the glow of the sun, because that's always on us as well. We are too bogged down in the things that keep was stuck, and Mother Gaia represents change and transformation and flow and love, and she is not being heard. She is not being heard anymore. Any more from this deck? Any more from this deck? That's 2, so I'm not going to take them. Any more from this deck? Any more messages? Shining bright. I shine my light and allow my creative power to burn bright. So Mother Gaia is making it abundantly clear that she is a creator, because land is raising, land is separating, there's so many shifts and changes in the landscape. Craters are forming, and she is demonstrating her might. And like in this card, she's covered in feathers, and that symbolizes freedom. She is free as a bird to wreak havoc on humans in their very touristic areas, upbuilt areas, and she wants to change the lay of the land, and then she can do it. She has the power to create whatever she wants. Path awareness, and forge the paths that she wants to forge. If I sincerely ask, I'm always guided back to the right path for me and to my central purpose. So Gaia is infinite, Gaia is aware, Gaia has a purpose, and Gaia wants everyone to be aware that the divine feminine is central to all of this. Looks like she's got like clouds for eyes, and like sea for hair. So she's got vision that we don't have, and at the moment we're not respecting it. So I'm a woman choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth, enlightened power. So she wants everyone to know that she's sovereign. She's sovereign. She's sovereign. She has her own power. She has the power to do what she wants. She has the power to do what she pleases. If she wants to blow volcanoes all over the earth, then that's what she's going to do. For her growth, and for the greatest growth of all. Choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. So we are not choosing Mother Gaia at the moment by our actions, by how we live, as a collective humanity. We are not choosing her. So she is choosing herself, and she is making it known. And the ones who can hear her cries are listening, and the ones who don't, well, they'll meet their demise. They will meet their demise. Any more from this deck? We've got card number 23 and card number 32. So 2332 might be significant for somebody. '27. Quiet nourishes me. Quiet nourishes me. It connects me to the power of now. If that doesn't look like magma, I really don't know. If that doesn't look like molten lava, I really don't know. It's all under the surface. All of it she's doing in her own peace. Underground. It's all underground. She's doing it all underground. And that's where her power is. She's just looking after herself because we're not doing it. That card on its own has given me chill. Look at, if that doesn't look like magma. Got chills everywhere. Okay, that's the end of this deck now. And the end. Okay, so I'm going to go, if there's any divine feminines that want to speak. So this is the Divine Feminine Oracle. Oh my god. Confirmation yawn. The Divine Feminines. There are Divine Feminines that want to speak. But it's by Megan Watterson for anyone who's interested. The Soulful Woman is by Sushan Movisian and Gemma Summers, if anyone's interested. They're not like new decks or anything, they've been around for a bit, should be quite easy to find. Oh gosh. Oh my god. I'm actually terrified. Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honour my anger by giving voice to it. You cannot make this shit up, bro. You cannot make it up. You cannot make it up. Like, look. If that does not look like magma as well. Let me get the book for this one. I'm not going to read all of it out because the descriptions for these are quite long. 174. Oh god, my chills haven't gone. My chills haven't gone, guys. Sekhmet represents the sacred rage that keeps us protected and reminds the world of the pure strength of female power. Sekhmet is an Egyptian warrior goddess depicted with the head of a lioness and the body of a woman. The lion was considered the fiercest hunter in Egypt and a sign of protection. She is the daughter of the sun god Ra. The red solar disc that she wears indicates that she is a solar deity. She's known as the powerful one, the Red Lady, she who mauls, the one before whom evil trembles. The ancient Egyptians held rituals at the end of war and at the beginning of each new year to tame the wrath of Sekhmet. They would play music, drink beer that was dyed with pomegranate juice, and dress all of the Sekhmet statues in red. It was believed that the inebriation would lull the goddess into a stupor and end her destruction. Sekhmet was a powerful guardian and protector of the pharaoh. She was called on during times of war and considered to be a goddess of divine retribution. I feel like I should read the rest now. So the first bit was who she is, and then this bit is when your soul selects her card. Holy rage, sacred anger, and positive aggression. These states of being are crucial aspects of the divine feminine. So, can you hear the sirens? This is an emergency. This is a literal emergency. Of being are crucial aspects of the divine feminine. It's the female power that ends wars, that brings home missing children, that seeks justice for the earth and for those who can't defend themselves. Sorry I'm emotional, guys, but it is really, it's like in my chest and in my throat, like I've got a lump in my throat. The brilliant artist and mystic William Blake relates that the voice of honest indignation is the voice of God. The feminine has for too long been dissociated from rage and anger. If we can't embody the fiery emotion of anger, it often festers or expresses itself in submersive, manipulative ways. Or it leaves us anxious and frustrated. Positive aggression, acting with love on behalf of what breaks our heart or enrages us, is what allows us to become agents of change, to better our lives and the world around us. Sekhmet wants us to come face to face with our true strength. Power doesn't come from passive-aggressive behaviours. We don't have to fear expressing our anger directly to an institution or a person who is acting unjustly. Sekhmet wants us to see that anger is an essential emotion. And Sekhmet is the sacred call to move that anger from pure emotion into conscious action. She wants us to act with conviction and from love. She wants us to create the healthy boundaries we need so we aren't injured again and again, or so that we can free ourselves from a destructive pattern. It's time to end. We have a divine right to draw a sacred circle around us at all times. The protection we invoke for ourselves and others helps move us from feeling helpless to taking loving action. Soul voice meditation. Where can I create loving boundaries in my life? Oh my God, the boundaries card came out as well. Intention. I am pure strength. I honour my anger by giving voice to it. Sorry guys. I've got like a thing in my right ear. That's the masculine. I don't know what the masculine wants to say. I need to gather myself. That was a lot, guys. Mother Gaia's not happy with us, you know. She's very angry. She's very angry. She's very angry. Is there any more cards that would come out of this deck? Is there any more? Oh my God. Do I take it? Do I take it? Yeah. I don't know. There's three of them. Three of them came out. Carly. I can't. Carly. Guys. Saint Bridget. Our Lady of Exalted Light. So Kali, the mother of the universe. Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. Freya, the goddess of discernment. I don't know whether to keep all these. Do I keep all these? It's 3. I've got chills all over my body, so I think I should, though. Yeah. Oh my god, the chills. The chills are just so distracting. I'm frightened again. I'm really frightened. $64 is Kali. Guys, I've like cried a lot. Like, that was a big cry. Sorry guys. I got like cry snot. Kali, the mother of the universe, I release all that doesn't serve me. Just look at her. She's terrifying. But listen to what's coming, right? Listen. Because it says on here, it's time to be the truth of who I am. So Mother Gaia is rumbling because she wants to be seen for who she is, okay? So who she is. Kali, oh my god, I can't, the chills. Embodies the ultimate wake-up call to get us aligned as soon as possible with what we have come here to do. We are off track, guys. As a collective, we are off course, majorly off course. If she's rumbling this much, the Hindu goddess is the most fierce form of the dark divine feminine. She is that which brings all things to life or to an end. But it's end. It's end. It's end. Her name comes from the Sanskrit word meaning the fullness of time. Kali is first mentioned in the 6th century Devi Mahatmyam, when the goddess Durga is threatened by 2 demons. Kali emerges from the rage furrowed in Durga's forehead and slays all the demons with ease. This is why she is often pictured holding the severed head of a demon. Can you see it in the corner? Which represents the ego or false beliefs and illusions. That's what Kali is coming to end, because as a collective we are living in false beliefs and illusions and ego. She appears wrathful, and yet she is considered to be the most loving. She's like a mother desperate to grab her beloved child from out of harm's way, willing to yank them from the path that they were on in order to bestow freedom. Her iconography often depicts her as standing on the naked body of the Hindu god Shiva. She is her consort, and together they represent the power available to us when we've honoured both the masculine and the feminine within us. And Kali is the feminine that's called on when the masculine has gone out of balance within us and in the world. So the whole world is in distorted masculine right now. She is the divine protectress and the mother of the universe because she can cut through illusion and grant us the reality our soul came to manifest. When your soul selects her card, Kali is as subtle as a sledgehammer. Like volcanic eruptions. She shows up to strip us of what no longer serves us. And that sounds good in theory, but in practice, it can feel as if the ground beneath, oh my God, the ground beneath us has turned to sand. All those illusions about ourselves, especially what we think we are capable of, suddenly dissolve beneath us. When Kali sweeps in, we can easily slip into feeling like a victim. It can feel as though events are happening to us rather than for us. Kali doesn't want us to waste another precious second being someone we are not. She doesn't want us to be with a partner who doesn't treat us with the respect and love we need to do the light work we've come here to do. Kali wants to sever the ties our ego has made out of fear or out of false belief that we don't deserve better or more. She wants us to get terrifyingly real. She wants us to reckon with the fact that we are not here to please others or to make them proud. We are here to listen to the singular cell of our own soul. Kali is the harbinger of having entered Kairos, soul time. And stripping the ego to reveal the soul can feel raw and often heartbreaking. But ultimately, Kali has come out of fierce love for the truth of who we really are. She is giving us the opportunity to choose again, to start over, and this time from a place of tremendous wisdom and strength, our vulnerability. She lets us begin again from the bare bones truth of who we are. So these eruptions are to strip away the ego of the collective consciousness and to reveal the essence of humanity again. Soul voice meditation. What is falling away from my life right now that no longer serves me? Intention. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. So Mother Gaia is shedding all that does not serve the collective consciousness. Saint Bridget. There's 2 Bridget cards in this deck. And this is like the Christian Bridget, not the goddess Bridget, but it's essentially the same person. Bridget is my primary guide, like deity guide. She is her fault that I pursued poetry and just didn't leave it kind of where it was left, which was in my childhood. Ultimately it's God's fault, but she was there as well. 166. I'm just calling out the page numbers in case they matter. Well, you know, nothing's an accident. Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Saint Bridget represents the elevated state of knowing that we have everything we could ever need. So Mother Gaia wants us to remind us that we have our soul, we are our soul, and we have everything that we could ever need. We are spirit. Brigid was born in Ireland in 453, the daughter of an enslaved Pict woman named Brocca. Brigid's name comes from the Celtic briganti, meaning high or exalted. It is that the moment the king witnessed Brigid's generosity, he knew that she was holy and set her free. Brigid shares the name of the Celtic goddess Brigid and took on many of the same attributes. That's a point of debate. Saint Brigid's feast day is on Imbolc, the first day of February, which is also the day that the goddess Brigid is honoured. Around 480, Saint Brigid founded a monastery at Kildare on the site of a shrine to the goddess Brigid. There were priestesses who tended to the goddess's eternal flame and received spiritual instruction in honouring the goddess. Saint Brigid is credited with organising a communal and consecrated form of religious life for women on the same sacred ground. Tradition says that Brigid died on Imbolc in 525. She had a female companion named Dar Lugdach, who became her successor at the Abbess of Kildare. Dar Lugdach, sorry if I'm butchering the Irish, also died on Imbolc a year later, which St. Brigid had predicted. So she was prophetic. The abbey at Kildare that St. Brigid founded became a centre of religion and learning and developed into a cathedral city. It remains famous and revered today. When your soul selects her card. Oh my god. It remains famous and revered today. Confirmation. Don't know what. Confirmation. It remains famous and revered today. Saint Brigid lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted aspect of her being. This is where Mother Gaia wants to take us. Saint Brigid lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted aspect of her being. She was born a slave, and yet legend relates that she gave away anything she possibly could to help those in need. Her generosity was in an indication of the tremendous inner wealth she received from her connection to spirit. Her message to us is to reconnect to that inner fire, that eternal flame that feeds us more than anything external to us ever could. Read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scripture to your soul. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing, or let your soul guide your body through movement. Your answers right now are in releasing any attachments to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or someone needs more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. I just want to say that is exactly what Brigid did for me. Let your soul voice surface through some uncensored automatic writing. And for those of you who don't know, that my company name is Brigid Spirit Publishing, which I've been blackballed from actually making traction on over the last 2 years. It was like, everything is just a mess right now, but that is, she inspired my business name and everything. She's like my biggest hero ever, and I think she's come in the reading today because God wants us to know what the divine feminine looks like when everything is aligned, and when the divine feminine is living authentically. And also what the so divine feminine, we have like divine feminines have fire, and we have our sacral chakra energy, and she was using hers for poetry, for creative endeavors, and to help and to be in service. So service as co-creation, which was the first card that came out. So when Mother Gaia doesn't have to grumble, when Mother Gaia will stop grumbling and creating all of these tremors and all of these, upset volcanoes, this is what the divine feminine should be in. Soul voice meditation. What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me? Intention. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. It's just a reminder that we don't need all of these yachts that are on Santorini or off the coast of Italy or whatever. Like we just don't need all these holiday homes. Like we don't need all these tourist destinations. We don't need to care about we don't need to care about things that are imbalancing the planet more. We just need to apply more balance. Which brings us on to the next one, Freya, the goddess of discernment. Not focusing. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. And it's the same with no. So Mother Gaia is saying no, like stop. 198. Freya embodies the fierce and finely honed spiritual skill of discerning the most life-giving choice in each moment. In Norse mythology, Freya is one of the most powerful and important deities. She is chief of the Valkyries, the demigoddesses who choose who will live and who will die during every battle and war. I've got chill. The chills is too much, guys. Like, they just keep ramping up. Like, they're not going away. They're just ramping up. After being Valkyries, the demigoddesses become Norns, the great goddesses who weave the fates and histories of people and nations. Freya rides into battle wearing a magical cloak of falcon feathers and takes half of those fighting. For her Valkyries, she models how to choose when she rules over her heavenly afterlife called Sesrumnir. She receives half of all those who die in battle, and the other half go to Valhalla, where the god Odin presides. She wears a legendary necklace or torque named Brisingamen, with a powerful jewel that makes her irresistible. is said to be gleaming and golden. It compels people to her when she calls. When your soul reflects her card, discernment is derived from the Greek word diakrisis. It refers to a spiritual power that allows you to distinguish between the spirits that will cause harm and the spirits that will assist you. It lets us discern when a phone call or an email or a visit from a friend is going to add to your day or if it is going to derail it. Discernment is the difference between feeling led by the day, pulled this way and that, and claiming it. Our time, in this lifetime at least, is limited. Every second is significant. Freya reminds us of the searing perception we all have, but perhaps don't frequently enough use. She wants us to be discerning with how we choose to spend our time and whom we choose to love. She wants us to never ever say yes to anything or anyone from a place of fear or obligation. You are a demigoddess, a Valkyr, a priestess of your own fate. You get to choose the life you want to live. So basically, Mother Gaia is upset because there's a lot of slavery about, and there's too many people who aren't exercising their own power. They're not living authentically. They're doing their life from a place of fear or obligation, and they're not being themselves. And this is basically trying to say that part of living your truth and living an authentic path led by your soul is honing in your discernment. You get to choose the life you want to live, and this happens by being fierce and warrior-like about what you say yes to. Use discernment to what you are only saying yes to, what will actually nourish and renew you, inspire or expand you. It's not your business to worry about those who might disappoint. You are not able to meet everyone's expectations of you. You are made to express the truth of who you are and to use the brief time you have here to live out your potential. Nothing is obligatory except breathing. Your own true obligation is to the voice of your own soul. Freya wants you to realise that the gleaming gold that you are. Freya wants you to realise it's a gleaming gold that you are and act accordingly. She wants you to unapologetically choose the life you actually want to be living right now. She wants you to make your yes holy again by only using it when it's the truth. Soul voice meditation. What does a hell yes, the holy yes, feel like in my body? Intention. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Wow. There's no consent. Consent is missing. Consent is missing. Respect is missing. There's too many women being forced to do things that they don't want to do, or doing things out of desperation when that's not really from your soul. Okay. Dream of Gaia deck. I'm not really sure if anything extra is going to be added, to be honest, from this, but and this deck I found quite difficult to decipher. Like when I was using it more regularly, like maybe like 2017, 2018, it's not one of the easiest. I didn't find it that easy to work with, and maybe that's a sign as well that the Divine Feminine isn't easy to work with. She's not easy. Work is not easy. It's work. It's work. there anything that wants to come? That's a lot. These are pretty sticky. Like they're clumping together. So maybe that's a sign. Mother Gaia is stuck and has no choice. That's a lot of cards, bro. Oh no, it's not, it's just one. Okay. Heaven and earth. Oh my God. I can't. My hands are freezing all of a sudden. Have a look, guys. I know it's not the best. It's not really focusing either, but I'm a bit speechless. Like, it's kind of taking my breath away. Heaven, earth, above, below, nature, humanity, magic, mundane, material, immaterial. Separation is an illusion, center and a line, spiritual being in a physical body. Spirit dwells in nature. Experience life and learn from experience. Symbiotic relationships. Harm the planet and you harm humanity. The ordinary is magical and the magical is ordinary. The 11 of Earth is a balancing and realignment card. It suggests it is now time to keep yourself centered and in harmony with the world around you by banishing the illusion of separation. You are a spiritual being, a soul living in a physical body in order to experience and learn from life. You are here to learn from those experiences in order to grow and evolve. It is important to integrate and ground your belief in a higher power or the intangible here on the physical plane. Know that Spirit, the divine, dwells in all things of earth, sky and water. Honor Spirit here on earth. To be spiritual does not necessarily require that you pray or follow a particular religious path. Spirituality is about connection. It is about taking a moment to watch a sunrise or sunset and to know at your centre that you are part of something larger than your own life. It is about believing in more than your senses experience. It is about believing in the mysterious, inexplicable, and unknowable. It is about nurturing and honouring your personal relationship with the land beneath your feet and the heavens above. Humanity and nature have a symbiotic relationship. We are dependent upon the world in which we live for our very survival. When we harm the planet, we do harm to humanity.
It is important to establish a balanced and harmonious relationship with nature by living a life that has less impact, one that places fewer demands on the environment. Instead of claiming space as your own, remember that you share it and do what you can to coexist with the flora and fauna that were there before you. Integrate nature into your home environment. It is important to know and understand how to live in accordance with the seasons and cycles, and how each animal and plant serves an important role in maintaining the stability of the ecosystems in which they dwell. To destroy one can lead to the destruction of the whole. It is also important to see that magic exists in all and everything. For example, the mundane act of house cleaning can shift and alter the energy within the house and transform the environment in which you dwell. This act has an influence beyond the space around you. It affects your emotional and mental state as well, as a cluttered and disorganised house or workspace can give rise to a cluttered and disorganised mind that is unable to focus. Mathematical patterns, the Fibonacci sequence for example, can be found hidden in the natural world within the shapes of shells, flowers, pine cones, and even the human womb. They are also visible in the way tree branches grow and the shape of a hurricane when viewed from above. It can be said that the extraordinary is magical and the magic is quite ordinary. To work magic is a simple process of creating and focusing energy with intent, which means that everything you do with intent, from adding a string of numbers or making a nice dinner for friends, is an act of making magic. When defining the material as the physical world in which we dwell and the immaterial as the world we cannot see, the 11 of Earth addresses the importance of seeing them as being a part of a singular whole. Potential blockage. The 11 of Earth reversed has a very simple, direct meaning. It didn't come out reversed. I have to reiterate that. If it appears in your reading today, it, like its upright meaning, symbolises a potential imbalance that needs to be addressed. It didn't come out in verse anyway. Wow, I'm just so, I'm just crying a lot. I'm crying a lot, and it's just, the collective consciousness is not supposed to be ego. The collective consciousness is in a very sad and sorry state, and at the moment it is being run by ego, because the collective consciousness, unfortunately, is just mass thought, and mass thought creates energy shifts and creates changes that make it look like it's actually, guided by something higher, but it's not. It's just that, when there's enough people pushing the same thing, it causes change, and that's it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's driven by soul. But this last card reminds us that we are actually, what we are: one. Spirit, body, mind, we are all one, like one. Earth and all of the universe is one. Like, we are not separate from our spirit. We are not separate from ourselves, and we are not separate from our we are not separate from Mother Earth. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Do I need to get any other cards? That was a confirmation when I looked at the tarot. Confirmation yawn when I looked at the tarot. I feel like with my tears, I'm like healing a lot of the imbalances and the disconnect as I'm reading. It's an emergency. This is an emergency. All of these people that are dismissing all of this magmatic action, it's an emergency. It's an emergency. It should not be dismissed. People should not be fobbed off. All the residents, they should have been evacuated last month. It's a definite emergency. It's not some, like, I've seen reports and stuff about the fish dying in the water, the fish being cooked, because all of the sulfur that's being released, sulfur is toxic to fish. The fish are dying and sinking to the bottom, or the fishermen are catching them and they're already partially cooked because of the temperature rises in the water. That's not something that you should be ignoring. That is really not something that you should be ignoring. Yeah. Take action. Divinely guided action. Balanced action. Move. Make a move. Yeah. Just don't focus on the loss. There's two upright cups behind. You could argue that's the Two of Cups from the Two of Cups here. That's the love card. Just stop focusing on the loss. Get up and go. Because you can't rebuild anything. You can't rebuild anything if you've lost your life. If you've, like, all we have is our soul. Where was that card? All we have is our soul. Can't find it. I can't find which one it is. I can't find which one it is. I am a woman choosing the power of my own consciousness as a vehicle for my growth. So enlightened power. So yeah, you can't. So, oh my God. So the Hierophant and the Nine. The Hierophant and the Nine of Swords. The institutions are very anxious. The governments are very, very anxious. They are anxious and scared and hysterical, don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, so don't rely on them. Don't rely on them.
They want to keep you trapped in your head. Eight of Swords. And then the Hermit. But you know you are wise. You are wise, and you know you need to listen to your intuition. Don't be trapped in your head. Don't stay stuck. Use your own inner light and your own lantern and your own wisdom. So this, I didn't know what the tarot was coming for, but it's obviously advice. It's obviously advice. It's too many cards. It's too many cards. Any last bits? It's too many cards. Tower. Calm the waters. Love. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're trying to tell me there. Like, so I put it back because there was just like too many cards. But the Knight of Cups came out, and like it just making me feel like there's just a lack of emotionally intelligent communication. Or lack of emotionally intelligent action. So anything else? Yeah, so it's come out again. So I'm going to take them, the Tower and the Six of Swords. So there is going to be a blow. Look at that. And you have to use your inner lantern. You have to use your inner lantern to take yourself to calmer waters. Don't hang about. Don't listen to the institutions. They're shitting themselves. They're clueless. They don't have a clue. They're shitting themselves. They're just in anxiety and they don't know what to do. They're basically just keeping the people stuck in their heads because they're just pretending like it's not happening, and that it's all going to go away. It's all going to blow over. Anything else? I think that's it, to be honest. I think that's it. What's this? That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the end of the reading. I can't deal with the chills anymore, guys. I've got to get warm. Get a hot tea or something. Yeah. That's the reading. That's the message. I just feel sad. I feel really sad. I feel really sad that Mother Earth has to cry like this, because we are just really awful as a species. So, the red lady. She's speaking. Love yous. Thanks for staying if you're here this far. God, it's been over an hour. Just didn't even realise the time. Just let me know your thoughts on the message. I'm not going to lie, it's really stunned me. It stunned me, it's terrified me. But I knew it was going to be like that. I was really apprehensive and really daunted by having to do this from the start. So I knew that the message was going to be big. It's confirmation of my intuitive assessment of the happenings that have been going on since November last year. Well, I've noticed since November last year. And yeah, I suppose it's just really close. It just feels really close to me as a Palestinian. And the harm that's been done to like my people. Really old lineages have been destroyed, families destroyed, and there's like destroying families. There's a lot of karma attached to that. A lot of negative karma attached to destroying families. And ending really old lineages that God will have had a plan for. Destroying land, destroying olive groves, destroying farmland. Destroying just general ways of life that keep us following the seasons. And like when you target indigenous people, they follow the seasons. Like they are one with the land. They are heaven and earth. Like they are heaven on earth. Heaven and earth and heaven on earth. Really gotta go, guys. Thanks for being here. See you in the next video.